Darling Cupcakes. Today I'm going to show you how to make this fun Elmo themed cupcake topper. I'm going to show you how to zoom in here real quick so you can see it. I'm going to show you how to make this in just a few easy steps. It is super simple, I promise. I know it looks really complicated, but you won't believe how easy it is. So let's get started. Put these over here and come on over here. I'll show you what supplies you need. For this, you're going to need a rolling mat for your fondant. Of course, you will need fondant. I have a red colored fondant, a black colored fondant, and a white colored fondant. Those are the only three colors you'll need. Rolling pin for your fondant. I set aside a little bit of water, some toothpicks. You will need one piping tip that has a large opening and another piping tip that has a small round opening. And then you'll also use this side as well. So this will do a double duty. You're going to need a biscuit cutter with a scalloped edge, a small brush that's used for food, and a paring knife. So let's get started over here real quick. I'm going to go ahead and knead into my red fondant just a little bit. And all you do to color fondant is just add in some food coloring. You can get food coloring gels, and that's how you get this rich red color. So, I'm actually just going to take a small little bit out because I'm just going to make one of these for you so you can see it. So, you just use your rolling pin and roll it out nice and smooth. And you're probably going to just, I don't know, maybe 1/8 of an inch thick. Nothing too thick. So you see right there it's nice and smooth. I'm going to come in with the scalloped edge of my biscuit cutter. Press down and kind of shimmy it a little bit so it separates away from the other one, the other bits of the fondant. Clear away my excess. And here you can see I've got this fun little scalloped edge, and that's going to be kind of the head for our Elmo. And then, let me set this guy over to the side a little bit. I'm going to take just a tiny bit of black and knead it in a little bit. It's important to kind of knead the fondant because it'll dry out a little bit, and the warmth from your hand kind of works it together. It's almost like Play-Doh. When Play-Doh's been sitting too long, you knead it with your hands, and the warmth from your hands kind of helps to make it more malleable. Now, just like before, and you won't believe how easy this is. Seriously, it is incredibly easy and incredibly fast. You can probably pop out several dozen of these really fast. So these are great for cupcakes and birthdays. And I actually just made a few of these for my friend's, her son's first birthday party. It was a Sesame Street theme one. I just whipped them out super fast. Again, so you don't want this to be too thick. Again, maybe 1/8 of an inch. Nice and smooth. I'm going to take the big end of this large piping tip. And of course, if you have cookie cutters, more power to you to using these, but I just like to use what I have on hand. So this, you're going to come out with a large round circle. And then I'm going to take one of these guys, and I'm going to use the small end here. And I'm going to cut 2 of them. The reason why we need the toothpicks is because you see it gets stuck in there. So you just use the toothpick to kind of pop it out. We need a second one here. And then just use your toothpick to pop that out. So that's the portions we need for the black. I'll show you how to assemble all this in just a second. Then I'm going to take my white, again kneading it just a little bit. And of course you can adjust these portions as you need it. So if you need several dozen of these toppers, you'll do it in mass production, but I just want to show you, for the sake of time, how to make these real quick. So, just going to roll this out a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to take the other side of that smaller piping tip, so this one, and I'm going to just come and do 2 cuts again. pull those aside. And so that's what we got. You see I've got a few of these excess portions over here that I've already made. These kind of sit out, and you want to let them sit and harden ideally. For the sake of time, I'm going to put this right onto it. But you can see what it will look like. So it's very nice and hard. You want to let it air out. So we have two of these, one of these, and one of these. Now with your paring knife, you're going to come into the large circle and just cut it in half. And if you hear any noise in the background, I apologize. It's Florida, it's raining, so you'll probably hear the thunderstorm in the background. Now, we have these set aside, they're halved. I'm going to use some of these that are dried. Unfortunately, I don't have a second one of these guys dried, so I'll use this. Now, this part here, this is going to serve as Elmo's smile, his mouth. And I'm going to take a little bit of water and just kind of gently brush that on the back. And this is going to kind of act like glue to adhere it on there. I also forgot there was one extra ingredient I left out of here that you're going to need for this. And that is going to be the good old trusty orange Tic Tac. This is actually going to serve for the nose. So there's that. So now we've got his mouth on. I'm going to take two of these pieces here, and these are going to serve for the white portion of Elmo's eyes. So again, just a little bit of water right on the back, and it helps it to stick onto the fondant. And what we're going to do with these white pieces is actually, they're going to sit right next to each other. So just like that. Now I'm going to take two of these smaller black dots, and I'm going to just kind of dab right into the eye, that little white part. And it's obviously better if you let these little fondant pieces sit out for a little bit, because you want them to kind of dry. If you put them on right away, they'll get a little bit gooey, so it's really important to let them dry. And then once these pieces are set too, you also want to let the full completed piece set, ideally for a while, so that way when you put it onto the cupcake it doesn't ooze everywhere. But again, for the sake of time, I'm just showing you how to do this real quick. Now I'm going to just come here with my brush and just dab a little bit, see, right into that little inner eye and nose area, and that's going to help to hold our Tic Tac. You could use M&Ms or orange candy, or you could even mold it out of fondant, make an orange fondant and make a nose, but I'm all about the shortcuts, so I think these are fantastic. I've used these for a lot of videos, and it has that ideal oblong look that we're looking for his nose. So you just come and smush that right into the center. So there you see, you have his completed face right there. It's really easy using just your piping tips and a few ingredients you have on hand. Unbelievably easy. So I'm just going to take this guy here and just pop them right onto my cupcake. There we go. Completed Elmo cupcake. How easy was that? A few short tips and you can have your Sesame Street theme. And of course these can be adapted for any of the Sesame Street characters, Oscar, Cookie Monster, any of those. I'm Rebecca from My Darling Cupcakes. I hope you like this video. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe. And you can always check out my website, www.mydarlingcupcakes.com, or friend me on Facebook. Have a nice day.